everyone, welcome back to the 12 Shaves of Christmas series. The second shave of Christmas, I have Taylor of Old Bond Street's Peppermint. It's kind of hard to see, it's kind of blowing out there on the camera. But Taylor of Old Bond Street, I think the most popular scent for them is Sandalwood. You can find these on Amazon and obviously with Maggards and West Coast Shaving and Italian Barber and some of the other online retailers. This is a pure peppermint oil. It says right on the lid that it contains peppermint oil. So peppermint, that's about as Christmassy as you can get, right? Great, great scent. Just as I said, pure peppermint. It's labeled a cream, but to me, it's a little bit on the harder side, not as soft as sort of a traditional cream. But we'll be lathering that up with the Semogue 1305 boar brush, which has been soaking. For those of you new to wet shaving, you have to soak natural bristle brushes. So if it's a boar, badger, horse brush, you have to soak those. Whereas a synthetic brush, you can just run a little water on it and you're good to go. So this has been soaking for a little bit. This brush is still relatively new. I think I've used it maybe twice. So it's still kind of in its break-in period. Incidentally, I had another brush I was trying to break in, and it was a badger brush, kind of a lower end badger, and it was real scratchy. And I left it soaking in a bowl of water mixed with like hair conditioner, like cream rinse as it's sometimes called, after you shampoo, and left it in there for about a day, and it was considerably softer and it stayed softer. Hopefully it didn't ruin any of the properties of the brush, but it certainly ruined the property of it being too scratchy. So we'll follow up the shave with Skin Bracer by Menon, about as classic as you can get, and get this at Walmart or anywhere else. The reason I'm using this, well, first of all, I like Skin Bracer quite a bit, but it's the aftershave my granddad used most often. And certainly when I get around the holidays, I think about loved ones, and he's been gone now for some years, but this smell instantly brings me back, and there's certainly hints of peppermint in the Skin Bracer. Then I'm going to follow up with the Mysterium Serum from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. This is the mentholated balm, so I'll use that at the end. And then spray on a little Theory Mugler's Kryptomint. So this is a kind of a peppermint with little hints of chocolate. It's really peppermint with hints of patchouli, which may sound weird to you, but it gives like a sort of a chocolate mint vibe, which may not sound great. Some people don't like gourmand scents to wear. I tend not to, but the Mugler ones, like particularly the tobacco one, which is pure tobacco, I think. No, Pure Havana is the tobacco scent, and then this Kryptomint. Those are my two favorite Mugler scents. So I'll end up with that. Now we'll be using the Phoenix Ascension Twist adjustable razor again. As you can tell, I'm locked in on that one. It's like one of my favorites now. It is my favorite razor, and has been now for several months. We'll actually start off tonight. I don't often use a pre-shave, but I'm going to tonight. This is the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice pre-shave. It's mentholated, unscented. I'm going to just dip it into the sink here where water is. These I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off. These pre-shave soaps are really slick. Douglas at Phoenix has one called the Cube, which is a little easier to hold on to. It says on this one it's a lather booster. So we'll see. Now, I know that some people recommend like leaving this on and then just putting the soap or cream on top of it. What I like to do is kind of work it in, and then I'm going to kind of do a bit of a modified hot towel and soak the towel in here. Let's set that aside. So I don't have a full towel here, I have a washcloth, but for the areas of my face that I shave, it's small enough it's large enough to cover that for the most part. And I just kind of use this hot washcloth to kind of wipe off the excess of the pre-shave soap. Got a little bit on my lips. It's definitely tingly. It's definitely mentholated. All right, so let's get this Semogue 1305 boar brush. And again, we'll see if it's softened up a bit. And let's get in here and to the cream and get it loaded up. Now creams, it's easy, really easy to build a lather in the bowl. This bowl is it's not shallow by any means, but it's also not deep. Obviously, get deeper the more that you've used it. But I want to try to just load this brush and then build a face lather. And also kind of have a shave goal for tonight, which is to try to be much more purposeful in my lathering and not like get it places I'm not going to be shaving. But yeah, this is already building the lather in the bowl. So it won't take much more on the face to finish up the lather. There's a lot of lather in there already. Take some of that, put it on the face there, some on the outside. So Taylor of Old Bond Streets. Taylor of Old Bond Street, that would be Bond Street in London. It's like a men's grooming. They may even have clothes, I'm not for sure, but one of the older gentlemen's stores in the UK. They want a big hunk down on my shirt. It's below camera line, we won't let that count. So we'll continue our shave goal. We'll try to keep it above the neck. So in other words, what we can see in camera, that'll count, but anything else. Obviously a smaller brush would help, a smaller brush in diameter. You can see like just the creams, again, for those of you either looking to get someone into wet shaving as a gift, or wanting to start wet shaving yourself, the creams are much easier to lather than the soaps, as you might expect. I could add a little more water here. Should I? Okay, we got a little bit on the shirt, so strike one. Now normally I don't concern myself, like I don't mind if I throw it everywhere. I clean up afterwards, it's all good. But I just thought I'd try it for fun, try to see if I could make a little bit less of a mess. Yeah, adding water to this is making it just explode with lather, with density, you know, volume really. It's not so much dense, it is more voluminous. I think that's enough there to go with for our first pass. All right, first pass with the green, and tonight I'll try to not forget which direction I'm going while I talk. For those of you that are wet shavers, I'd be interested to hear in the comments what some of your favorite holiday time scents are to use in shave soaps, particular shave soaps you like to use. If you're not a wet shaver, what scents do you associate with Christmas? The first Shave of Christmas video I did, the previous one, is the Sterling Coniferous. And in that video description, I put a link to a Google Doc I did that contains sort of a gift buying guide for people interested in getting someone into wet shaving. Like, you know, if you're buying it as a gift for a man, you don't know much about wet shaving, that guide can help you sort of get started and know what to look for. I think it's pretty well got the initial pass. I'm trying to get the goatee to grow over a little bit. I tend to have a tendency to get too close with it, and so that's why I'm kind of being careful around the goatee. Usually when it's been not as wide, I can pretty much remember, you know, where to stop without getting into it too much, but I'm trying to grow it out a little wider. Yeah, you know, peppermint gives sort of a natural mentholated feel, and it's very mild on this. I mean, you definitely can feel it. I mean, maybe medium is more of a better description. This is shave you really could do year round. I mean, it's not, obviously in the summer, peppermint would be great too because it's hot and it has the cooling effect. Okay, across the grain. I have yet to do a proper video review of this Phoenix Ascension Twist double open comb copper razor. But hopefully you can see by me using it it's become my favorite. I have 5 or 6 other double-edged safety razors. But it's been a while since I used one of the other ones just because I like this one so much. All right. My wife just asked me earlier tonight what I would like for Christmas, and told her I'd kind of like a more lightweight bathrobe, but a little nick there. But there are some soaps I've had my own, but I'd like to pick up. Holy Cow and Declaration Grooming have new bases out, soap bases that are getting rave reviews. But we'll wait for the Holy Cow one to come out and some of the scents that I like from them. And the Declaration one, though, I've got my eye on, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, like Gratiot League Square, Gratiot League Square. It's one of those collaborations with Chantilly Luxe fragrances out of St. Louis. I actually have that scent and a toner from Chantilly Luxe, and I like the way it smells, so I may pick up the soap since it's available in that base, and it is a fall winter type scent. A couple others I've been looking at is the Holy Cow Project Leather, and then they have one called Spice Vitae that looks or smells great, and then the Tertius from A&E Grooming. All right, let's get in here for a third pass. We'll do this one against the grain. I was talking about the skin bracer being the aftershave my granddad liked to use. He also loved to have like the little, red and white disc classic peppermints. He'd keep a lot of those in hand, and he and my grandmother always had Andes mints, those chocolate mints, which makes me think of the Mugler Kryptomint fragrance cologne. Technically it's a EDT. I didn't call my grandmother, or grandma. I had heard, obviously as a young kid, just observing, like as a baby / toddler, he would always call, my granddad would always call my grandmother Honey, and so I started calling her Honey, and that name stuck. It's what my sister and my brother called her as well, and miss them both. Certainly think about them a lot during the holidays. My granddad worked for a company called Texas Eastern. It was a natural gas transmission pipeline that ran from Texas up the East Coast and came through areas of Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, where he primarily worked. And when we would go visit them during Christmas in a little place called Egypt, Mississippi, and I used to tell my friends at school I was going to Egypt for summer break or Christmas break. I didn't tell them it was Egypt, Mississippi. At the station, as they called it, which was like a transmission station that provided, I guess, more pressure to keep pumping the natural gas through the pipeline. So there was one of those like every few hundred miles or whatever. They had a tower so that they could use the radios, with their trucks that were out. They had, a handful of trucks that would go out to the pipelines on down the line or what have you. And you could see that tower for miles. Most of Mississippi is pretty flat. And so you could see for miles and miles the red light on the top of that tower. And we always, would call it Rudolph's nose when we were going down there to visit them. So thinking of Christmas, thinking of that, it makes me think of my granddad. I just shaved and I have no idea, like I was talking, and I have no idea what direction I went, which is typical. We'll just call this the pickup pass and see what's left around. I said I was going to pay more attention tonight. Obviously I haven't, and I also haven't been that much neater with it. But oh well, it's wet shaving, it's fun. Okay. Feels pretty good. I don't know if I went against the grain earlier or not, but it feels pretty good. There's enough residual slickness on this Taylor of Old Bond Street soap that I can do a couple of swipes up just to make sure I got anything through there. Yeah, it feels pretty good. So we'll rinse this off and come back for the post shave. One of these days I'm going to design a bathroom for myself specifically to facilitate wet shaving, and one thing is the sink, and therefore vanity and sink, you know, won't be below waist level. It'll be a little higher. Because I tend to make a mess trying to splash my face that low. All right. Noticed in the last video I had a lot of soap still kind of behind my ears. I think I got all that this time. All right, pretty good shave, and I see one little area there which might have been an ingrown hair before. I'll put some tin skin on that. In fact, I'll start with that one area. This stuff definitely burns. I mean, it subsides pretty quickly. And it's pretty much always either right on my jawline, chin line, or neck where I get any kind of irritation. I actually tend to go 3 days between shaves most of the time, unless there's something I'm going to, special event or something. But to try to fit all these 12 shaves of Christmas in, I had to do it more like a couple of days. So my face may respond a little differently based on more frequent shaving. Okay, so let's just go into the skin bracer by Menon. My granddad's name was Roy, and his middle name was Junior, like J-U-N-I-O-R, not as in like J-R period, as in the son of another person named like you, like Roy Sr. And Roy Jr. So when he went in the Army, they kept trying to name him Roy Randall Jr., and his name was actually Roy Jr. Randall, but they kept putting the junior name on there. And his granddad, I mean his dad, my great-granddad, was also named Roy. But it might have been Felix Roy Felix. I forget. I'm ashamed of that. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, so just a little. I'll put a little bit more of that on there. I always love to smell that. It makes me think of my granddad. So this is for you, Junior. His CB handle. I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, and we used CBs. And I was the rodeo, and he was High Pockets. So this one's for you, High Pockets. Great stuff. I think Skin Bracer is great. Let's go into the Mysterium Serum from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I like this stuff. I mean, it's got a peppermint vibe to it as well. I'm sorry I didn't look up the ingredients beforehand and see if there's like peppermint oil in here or if it's just mentholated, but it smells great. Has a good feel. My favorite balm by far is the Myrsol Emulsion. This is a pretty good one too. Put a little bit in the goatee as well. Just kind of moisturize it. Yeah, great shave. And just to finish things off, I use a little Thierry Mugler's Kryptomint Eau de Toilette. Again, it's got a kind of a fresh, gourmand vibe to it, and you do like particularly in the first 15 minutes, get a really strong like mint chocolate type of, or chocolate mint, however you want to put it, vibe from that. It smells great. Good match with the Peppermint shaving cream from Taylor of Old Bond Street. When I first got into wet shaving, I tried a sample of a bunch of their ones, and I actually didn't try this one. I don't think it was available then, but I got it because it was just pure peppermint oil. And again, peppermint is one of those associated with good mental health outcomes, like improved mood and things like that. So it's a good one to use in the morning to perk you up, get you going for your day before work. We use the Samog 1305, which I need to wash out here after we finish up. Used a little Phoenix Ice pre-shave. We used the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement Ascension Twist Adjustable Copper with a Persona Red blade, and the Skin Bracer Original by Menon. There's some older, like vintage versions of this. They're different. They had different types. I think it's only kind of made now. But yeah, use that, and then the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Mysterium Serum as a balm. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching this second shave of Christmas. So on the second shave of Christmas, wet shaving gave to me Taylor of Old Bond Street's Peppermint. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.